Hey folks, Rich here, South Florida Beekeeping with Rich. And even though the weather conditions aren't the best, a lot of wind, barometric pressure starting to drop a little bit, I've got to get into this swarm trap. It's been about 8 days. It's a very large swarm. I don't know whether they have filled out the frames that they've got and they're building underneath them. I don't know if they're all cross-combed. And this is my last opportunity for another week to get in there because I'm not going to be available to video this. So it's today or it's sometime next week, and I think that would just be way too long a time. This is not a fashion statement. We have a lot of wind, and we have these new mics that have these little puffy things on them.
They're a plosive protector.
A plosive protector, she calls them.
And they
so
should
we're going to
help
see.
Screen out the wind sound.
Yeah,
although not the bird.
Can't do anything about that damn bird. It doesn't want to go anywhere. Okay. So 10 minutes of 4 yesterday afternoon, these bees were in the process of moving in. Came out around 6 o'clock yesterday, and all the bees were inside the box except for about 20 circling the entrance. I came out around 7 o'clock after full dark with the intention of moving this box over to the rack where I intend on the hive being, figuring that I would get them over there before they had orientated to this spot and make my life easier. But when I came out at 7 o'clock last night, there were probably twice this number of bees spread out all across this side of the cabinet. So I shot that idea down. Let's see, are they waggle? Yeah, there's still a couple in there waggle dancing. It's obviously a very, very close source because they're doing really tiny circles. The ones that are doing it. So having to give up on that, I decided I would just go ahead and give them a bit of sugar water and a Boardman feeder. Been there about 10 minutes now and they haven't figured it out yet. Let's get back here to this waggle dance. I am not sure that this is not a separate swarm that got caught up when the other swarm left wherever they were and came here, and that later on sorted themselves out, because a very few bees will walk from here up into the entrance and walk back down. There's no aggression, but there doesn't seem to be an awful lot of activity going on between the cluster inside the box and the cluster outside the box. So I don't know what's going on here. We'll just have to wait and see. And as you can see, I've got a rope and a pulley here. At the moment, it's tied off over here. I'm going to close this off, even though there's like 100 bees outside. I'm closing it slowly, slowly, slowly. There we go. Oh yeah, this is a lot heavier than it was.
Are you actually able to use the pulley to lower it?
Yes. And now let me get a bucket and set up there so that the returning bees have some place to be. Okay, I'm going to be coming over where you are. As you can see, all my stuff is set up there.
I just backed up into some boxes I can't see behind me.
Okay. Well, let's find out what we got.
It is really windy today.
Yep.
We really would not have chosen today to do this, but as you said, we wouldn't be able to video it for another week, and he doesn't really want to leave the bees in there another week.
Not without knowing what their status is. At the moment, their status is all sitting there looking at me. And all sitting there looking at me isn't the best thing. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Uh-huh. See, they didn't even bother to build out those before they started building under them.
Uh-huh. So this is a double medium?
Yeah, but I'm not leaving it like that. I'm going to set this here, and I'm going to get a knife, and I'm going to cut that off.
Your knives are right here, honey.
Yes, dear. It's not like I didn't anticipate this being a problem.
Can I make a suggestion?
What's that?
Leave that for the moment. Put another frame in there so they have something to be on, because when you shake those bees off, they have nowhere to go but back in the box.
That's kind of true. Yep, same thing again.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
All right, that's nothing but white comb, so I don't really need to worry about it.
You want to do the other one you just put in the box now? Has that one got
I
one on the
think
bottom too?
they're all
They
going to be
all
that
do.
way.
Oh, yeah. Good thing you took them out now.
That's why I was worried about leaving it any longer.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you wonder why I'm a foundation-less beekeeper,
Are
I
those
only use
queen
things.
cups?
No, they're just bridged out from here. They all have to get flattened down. That's why I don't like foundation, because they don't like foundation. They'll go
Yeah,
build off of that instead.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I so far have not seen a queen. Any
Oh,
sign of a queen.
but they'd rather do frame on comb underneath. All that frame had was wires.
Yeah.
Hmm. No sign of brood yet?
No sign of brood yet. Take this one out.
I see bee bread in that one.
Yeah.
And some honey stores in the top of the one you're putting them back in.
Well, they're programmed for that, so that's what they're doing. But this seems to be a queenless swarm.
Huh. Well,
Well, what that may mean is that this little box here,
yeah.
if we look in there and there's a queen, that is the little tiny swarm that we took off the front over there, and it may be the queen had gone out. We'll have to see what's in this box because it hasn't been checked. You want to take a shot down inside there?
Well, we do have a lot of bees.
Yeah.
But there's no eggs.
With the size of this, I would never have thought that it would be a swarm with a virgin queen or anything of that nature.
Well, they've been in that box how long?
About 8 days.
8 days.
So
That's long enough for the queen to have gotten mated and come back and started laying.
Yeah.
If she had eggs in there, would you be able to see them? Because that comb is really white. Would they still be uncapped?
No, after 3 days they would be capped. And yeah, there could be, you can postulate a series of circumstances where that could all be the case, but I don't think so. You could always run scenarios.
Well, that's what we do as beekeepers, isn't it? Go, what the hell happened here? And try to figure it out.
Yep. Well, on the bright side, we have a bee club meeting tomorrow night, and Sam Comfort is our speaker. And while his queens aren't certified at the moment in South Florida, nor are they going to be, I don't think, but he is going to have queens.
Right.
At the meeting.
So you could get a queen from him, or you also have the option of trying to merge the little swarm.
I'll take a look. If this has a queen in it,
yeah,
I will probably merge these two because I thought that it was a second swarm that had gotten caught up in the excitement. But it may be that what I was seeing there was that
it's
queen.
right there, honey. It might have been.
It might have been the queen had walked out front.
Yeah. So maybe you're thinking the swarm got split up somehow.
Well, I just don't understand why they wouldn't have. I don't understand why they've stayed if there was no queen. I don't quite get it.
Well, you do have a swarm. Blah, blah. Try that again. You do have a swarm trap in there with a queen pheromone. Maybe they didn't know they didn't have a queen.
Yeah, it doesn't really quite work that way.
Hey, I can postulate.
You can. All these bees, all these stores. And no queen. What am I doing that for? Might as well just throw these little bits in there. They can chew them up and use them if nothing else.
Yeah, you could give them all the rest of that beautiful white comb.
Yeah.
You do have another frame, honey.
I don't need it.
Oh. Well, I'm only counting 7 in the box so far.
Yeah, and there's an empty one over there. It's just going to go in as an empty frame.
I see. Got another suggestion for you.
Go right ahead.
Well, shouldn't you remove that bottom box since you're not going to keep it before you add more bees to the mix?
I was going to remove the bottom box, but as you say, doing it before I add more bees to the mix isn't a bad idea.
Just trying to be helpful.
Yeah, I was. See, I expected to find a queen, so I expected, see this very lightweight plastic bottom board? I was going to put the one box on the bottom board.
Ah. Whoa. Yeah, be careful.
And I was going to do it secured and tight, but well, I wanted to get a bunch of these girls back in here. It's not.
There's an awful lot of bees. You know, they must have hatched out everything.
From where? Not here.
No, from whatever swarm they came from, I guess. That's a lot of bees.
That was a big swarm. And you have to figure in this length of time, we've lost a good 30% of them over what arrived on that particular day. Now, I'm sure somebody's going to point out to me I didn't really have to do any of this that I'm doing right now because these bees are going to go back up there one way or the other. And yes, I am going to put this up there, which is why I put the light bottom board on it.
I see.
And it's why I have a ratchet strap out here to strap it together. I'm just going to have to go with boundless optimism and hope.
Wait, look at the inside of the box, love.
Okay.
Boundless optimism and hope that there actually is
that there is actually a virgin queen in there who just, it's been said that they can sometimes take up to 20 days to start laying.
Well,
which sounds suicidal to me.
That. I have heard that.
Sounds suicidal to me. It's like you're just going to wait till there's nothing left before you start. Okay.
Lots of bees.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just going to try to scoop out some handfuls, as it were.
Yeah. The box is just, I mean, I don't know if you could see it on the camera, but this box is still totally full, even after all the bees that he just took out of the other box. And for them not to have a queen is like ridiculous. There's still more in there, honey.
I know there is, and they will fly back up there. I can't reach in and do too much of this. I just wanted to get it off to a good start. Well, this is the one thing I did not actually expect. If you wonder why I'm turning around in a circle, I'm looking for my smoker.
For your what?
I'm looking for my smoker. Oh, there it is.
On the ground.
It's on the ground.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
What's going on?
On the ground.
There's the queen. Oh my gosh. You have a queen cage? You kind of don't need one, huh?
Don't
There
really
she is.
think I
And she's
need
got
one.
a fat abdomen.
She's a beauty.
Oh my god.
And she went right back down in.
Oh my god.
And that is not the first time that's happened to me. Weirdly enough. But
So she hasn't, well, she may have started laying and you may not have seen the eggs.
I might have seen that little group of eggs where she started laying, yeah.
Because they look like little teeny, they're tiny. They're tiny. And let's face it, we have old eyes.
Yes, we do.
We just look for queen sign at this point.
I fucking can't believe that.
Hey.
Okay. Well, then I can put this in there. I'm just going to put it in for the larger.
You might want to wait.
No, I'm just putting in for the larger of the two entrances.
Okay. I was going to say, they got a lot of bees up there that are going to be trying to come home.
And they will be. I'm just going to put this up there. I mean, not that I didn't spend any time pointing it out, but I basically anticipated 3 scenarios, and I had equipment here for 3 scenarios. And while there, we were having scenario number 4, but it didn't require different equipment, so that part was okay. Because look at what a lovely group of bees they are. I mean, despite all the chaos that I've just caused them.
And the bumping and
getting
just, them down from
just standing right in front of them and scooping things up and everything else.
Yep.
Still, I haven't been stung.
Be careful. That's always when you get it.
Oh yeah, of course.
How heavy is that box?
It's not light, but I can get it up there from the ground, so I'm not worried about it.
So now all the bees hopefully will go back up to that box.
They should all be orientated to go to that box.
Well, we got a whole bunch sitting here that don't look like
they want to budge.
Like they're moving.
Well, I'll just tie that to the rope, pull it up there, and set it beside it, and
That's not a bad
Give
plan.
them a little encouragement.
Yeah.
Because they've still got all the queen pheromone in there.
Right, which is why they're confused.
Honest to gosh, you think you're going to do the simplest thing in beekeeping, and they end up throwing you a curveball. It's a lot lighter now than
Yeah.
it was. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so it's up there. So even if all they're going to do is crawl around tonight towards nightfall, they'll figure it all out. Okay,
So now,
it's
do you
done.
want to go into this one since we're out here and see what they've done?
Yeah.
Just just to make sure that this is a separate hive. I mean, you saw the other queen. You said she was small and black, and we just saw the
Oh,
abdomen on.
that queen, small and black, went in that box. This
Oh,
is the swarm that was hanging out on the front of that one that I interpreted as being a separate swarm that had gotten themselves
oops.
all tied up with the other one.
Yeah.
Now that you don't see very often. They were, see, that's where the hole into this is,
Oh, and they were
and they were building up
they're building comb
into
up
it.
into the hole.
You know, a funny thing is, I saw that in my first year of beekeeping. I I took a frame out, and they had started building from the bottom of the frame. They had an arch of honeycomb about like this.
Huh.
You know, it was actually a little bit bigger than this. You guys are being sneaky there. Yeah, let's see what we
Makes
got.
you wonder why, don't it?
Hmm.
Like, are they building up because they need to?
No, no, that can't be. There's not a lack of room. See, I did put them on comb,
Yeah,
so I had that ability.
but nothing there.
No queen there.
I see nectar.
Well, I mean, it was a small swarm, which is why I went ahead and put them on comb. Just a good dustpan or two is full.
Got some kind of interesting wax formation on the other side of this frame.
Oh, yeah. No, 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 no. Let you girls do that. That's a no-no. Okay, so why so many bees pointed down in there? But they're all. Oh, I see. They're making bee bread. Yeah, well, I knew they were bringing in pollen. Look at that! Look at that clump of bees making bee bread there. I might have to angle it like this so you can get them from the edge a little bit. You can see that that's what they're doing.
Oh, yes, I can see bee bread around them.
Yeah, they're
Cool.
building bee bread. They're depositing bee bread there. So if they're depositing bee bread there, then with any luck, the queen's on the next frame. Okay, don't want don't want that there.
Lots of nectar.
Well, I gave them about a quart of sugar syrup so that they had the ability to put some strength on.
Hmm.
Nothing that looks even remotely like a queen.
Not that I saw. And no brood. So your hypothesis that this might have been part of the other swarm could still be correct.
Yeah. Oh well, it's a nice number of bees. I got some resources. Maybe I'll buy a queen from Sam tonight.
Do you have eggs you can grab from another hive and throw in there?
Oh,
Like, let them
sure.
make their own?
Yeah.
I always like that experiment myself.
But Sam's queens are just so good.
They are.
I mean,
Yeah.
so, okay,
So we
well,
might be able to get a queen tonight, or we might just put in
tomorrow night, dear. Tomorrow night.
Thursday night rather.
There you go.
Yeah. Or we might just put in a thing of eggs and the other hive and let
If
them
other
raise up.
people need the queens worse than me and there's not enough of them, then yeah, we'll just come back and grab a frame out of hive number 3 with eggs on it and pop it in there and see what goes on.
But both swarms are really chill.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is a windy day with a dropping barometer. Absolutely, it couldn't be worse unless it was raining.
Yeah, if it started drizzling, it would be worse. But other than starting to drizzle to be worse.
A worse day to work your bees, but
and these are gentle bees.
gentle. Yep, that's
and
the point I was making.
And the state of Florida would make me get rid of them.
Yeah, well, that was the point I was making, that these are very gentle bees.
Yeah. So, okay, we'll call it a wrap for this one. Nothing ever goes quite according to plan, which is why, as a beekeeper, you have to be ready to pivot and go with the flow. This has been Rich, South Florida Beekeeping with Rich. Have fun, everybody.